Hey fellow nerds, Max here, and welcome back to another episode of Yesterday's Games Today, the show that scours the news so you don't have to. Yesterday didn't have too many stories, but a lot that we did get were Nintendo focused. Starting off with the online pricing report. The Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima reported to, I think it's Nikkei Asian Review, not sure on that one, correct me if I'm wrong. He revealed that the online pricing for the Nintendo Switch will be anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 yen, which converted to US dollars is 1760 to 2640 US dollars. An entire year, that's annual, which is awesomely cheap compared to Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, but also we're getting less, so it kind of makes sense that it is cheaper. Like, for example, we have to go through an app to get matchmaking or voice chat on the Switch, which is kind of weird. We're only getting one game a month, and we don't even get to keep that game. We are getting it at a discount, which is kind of nice, but we don't even get to keep it. In contrast, for Xbox and PSN, we get a whole bunch of games every month to keep. Xbox gets 4, and PSN, I think, gets 6. 2 for PS3, 2 for PS4, 2 for PS Vita, if I'm not mistaken. And those are $50 a month each, but we're also getting a much more stable network, Xbox Live Party Chat, and PSN Party Chat, of course, and we just get more. So it's good that Nintendo's is so cheap because this is their first time charging for internet, and we're still not even sure how their online structure is going to work. Also, if you remember, when the Switch comes out on March 3rd, we are getting a free trial of their online until the fall of this year. So we'll be able to see if it's worth it. Also, what does it mean 1760 to 2640? Is that like, will there be multiple tiers? Or like, I don't understand. Do they just not have it pinned down? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Also, it was revealed that the Switch may get VR support later on. Nintendo says they're working on it, but the only way they're going to release it is if they can solve the issue of VR discomfort. Because I don't know this myself, but apparently wearing a VR headset for too long, for a couple of hours or so, can cause discomfort. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. I can imagine that being a bit uncomfortable. Also, when the Switch was revealed back in, what was it, November or early December? I don't remember exactly. Nintendo came out with that diagram that said they have 50 companies working on the Switch and at least 80 games in development. Well, that number has risen to now 70 companies and over 100 games because after the presentation on January 13th, most recent one, a lot more developers are looking to get in on the Switch. But also keep in mind that doesn't mean 100 new games. A lot of those are probably going to be ports, and a lot of those might not even follow through. So take all that kind of with a grain of salt, because yeah, we have all these games, but that's all talk until we see it, you know? Nintendo also pledged to keep making 3DS games. Now, contrary to popular belief, including my own beliefs, we all kind of thought the Switch would be a replacement for the 3DS, and it kind of makes sense because the Switch is now mobile, so and also a home console, so you kind of have the best of both worlds here. It's kind of weird having two mobile devices that do the same thing, and I still don't know if I agree with them doing this or if I believe that they're doing this, because their defense is that the 3DS has unique characteristics and there are more games coming to it. Well, those games can come to the Switch as well, and also the unique characteristics that it has over the Switch are, correct me if I'm wrong, but it has Street Pass, which is cool, but not a system seller. They have Miiverse, because that's not coming to the Switch either, which is kind of whatever. And then they have the 3D, which no one really uses. They even came out with the 2DS because no one uses the damn 3D. Other than that, there really isn't anything that the DS can do that the Switch can't, aside from the dual screens, which, to be fair, is a really awesome gimmick. But I don't think anyone would really be surprised if the Switch took over the 3DS. And this is coming from Reggie himself. This isn't like a rumor or anything, but still, I don't know if that's the best idea, but Nintendo does kind of like to live in their own little world and all that, so. And the last Nintendo news for today, they reported that they sold 1.5 million NES classics and apologized for the shortages. I think that's bullshit. I don't think they're sorry about the shortages. They do the same thing with Amiibo, and they knew that people wanted this thing, especially for $60. So they did this to generate interest and create over-demand for the thing. And in their defense, they say it was to draw attention to the Switch. No, y'all had our attention already. Like, The Wii U was a failure, and that wasn't the Nintendo we knew. We were all looking to see what this new console was going to be that was rumored for so long. You did not need the NES Classic for our attention. You knew you had our attention. Don't pull this bullshit on me, Nintendo. Anyways, they said that they are producing more, which I would hope so, but maybe you'll be able to find one soon if you still haven't been able to. Alright, ZeniMax, the owners of Bethesda and id Software, have purchased Escalation Studios. If you haven't heard of them, that's okay, because apparently all they've really ever done is develop the VR game Please Don't Touch Anything, as well as port a single Dreamcast game to the Wii in 2008. And then they also help out like id with like the most recent Doom, I guess, which is fine. They must have some talent if ZeniMax purchased them, but maybe they'll make a name for themselves later on. They're currently working on PC, console, mobile, and VR all at once, but that's all we know. Speaking of ZeniMax, they were awarded $500 million in the recent Oculus versus ZeniMax case. A quick recap, ZeniMax accused Oculus of stealing the VR code and technology from them. Well, the jury is still out on some parts of the case, but the main part is that they ruled Oculus as not guilty. They did not steal VR code and technology from ZeniMax, but they are being awarded $500 million because the Oculus founder, Palmer Luckey, has failed to comply with a non-disclosure agreement. I don't know, Facebook can be kind of shady a lot of the time, and they own Oculus, so something, and I don't know, they could probably afford the best lawyers out there, so I feel like they're kind of getting away with some things here, but at least ZeniMax is getting something out of here. To be fair, no, I don't know the full story, and I am making an assumption, but that assumption is coming from somewhere. It's not coming out of nowhere. Our favorite company, Activision, is creating a consumer products division. This is coming from Bobby Kotick himself. Activision properties are going to be moving forward in all forms of entertainment, which means we might be getting a Call of Duty TV show or a movie. How exciting is that? I have a quote here from them talking about it, going, "We will elevate our consumer product offerings to the same level of exceptional quality as our games and transform the ways audience connect with the characters they love in their everyday lives. Connect with the characters they love. Please, Activision, tell me what games you have that have characters we love." I'm pulling out, I have their site right here. You have Call of Duty. Yeah, so many characters we have connected to and loved. Skylanders, which is like, what, Spyro? Which isn't even the same Spyro we know. Ghostbusters isn't your property. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't your property. Chivalry is awesome, but there's no characters we connect with. Snoopy, that's not your property. Guitar Hero, no. Tony Hawk, technically no characters. Transformers, also not your property. Prototype, maybe. None of these, I don't know what you mean by that. Which of these games can turn into television series? And I don't know. Call of Duty will not be a good TV show or movie. Prototype, maybe, if they pull it off right, but I just feel like that isn't going to happen. Guitar Hero, Skylanders, none of these are going to be things. Half of these aren't even their own original properties. These are all just movie properties and shit. I don't know what they're thinking here. They just want more money. And last news for today, Capcom sales are down 6.2% from the same time last year. This is about 9 months into the current fiscal year. Their profits have also fallen 60.6% from last year. It is important to note, though, that Resident Evil 7 is not included in this. However, in the last 9 months, starting from December, so March 2016 to December 2016, I believe they only released Dead Rising 4, Monster Hunter Generations, re-releases of Resident Evil 5 and 4, which none of those are true, like, profit getters, you know? Dead Rising 4, no one really buys Dead Rising. Dead Rising 3 did fine in sales, but that's because it was a fucking launch title for the Xbox and there was nothing else on there. And then 1 and 2 did fine, but that was also years ago. 4 didn't do that well. I mean, 4 doesn't look that great, let's be honest. I'm sure it's fine, but doesn't look that awesome. I don't know if they expected that. They said it has firm sales, that's how they described it, but it sold less than 1 million units by the end of 2016, and it released December 6th. So they had about 3.5 weeks to sell over 1 million units, and they couldn't even do that. In comparison, their other game, Resident Evil 7, has sold 2.5 million units, and it's been out for a week. So, and I really doubt anyone has bought Dead Rising 4 since December. The end of December, like very few people, I'm sure, but they're still holding to their profit targets for the rest of the fiscal year, which ends on March 31st. They are planning an aggressive sales campaign for Resident Evil 7 and Monster Hunter XX to finish out its fiscal year, but we'll see how that works out for them. Alright folks, that's the end of yesterday's news. Make sure to like the video if this recap helped you, and click subscribe for free daily news updates straight to your inbox. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, the show runs every week from Tuesday to Friday. I'll see you all tomorrow. This is Max signing off.